Welcome to Proven and Probable. I'm your host, Maurice Jackson. Joining us for a conversation is Gregory Beischer, the President, Director, and CEO of Millrock Resources, which is establishing itself as a premier project generator. Mr. Beischer, welcome to the show, sir.
Good afternoon, Maurice. Good to be speaking with you again.
Great to have you back on the show, sir. Before we get into today's interview, yourself and members of the Millrock team are in Alaska, and I know a number of shareholders are concerned about the recent earthquake there and how this may have impacted Millrock Resources. Was Millrock impacted by the earthquake?
Well, we definitely had some excitement, let me tell you, Maurice. And as a geologist, I found it a fascinating experience. It's the biggest earthquake I've ever been involved in. But most fortunately, there really was not a lot of damage. It was a magnitude 7.0, which is big, but it didn't cause any really serious damage around town. For Millrock's office, it definitely made a mess. There was some shelving tipped over, rock specimens and geologic textbooks all over the floor, but it just took a little while to clean up, and there was no big danger. The aftershocks continued for quite a number of days, so it was a bit nerve-wracking, but it's everything back to normal now. Even the roadways that were damaged, imagine you saw those pictures on the news, they've already been repaired. So Alaskans are pretty resilient and back to normal.
Well, I speak on behalf of all the shareholders. We're glad to hear that everyone is safe. You know, we brought you on today to discuss Friday's press release regarding a new financing issued by Millrock Resources. Why did Millrock decide to conduct this financing now?
Well, to be perfectly frank, we didn't really want to do it now. This is not a good time to be doing a financing, but the Millrock's reality was it was getting short on cash. We have upcoming property holding costs in January, and so it became a necessity. And it's somewhat unfortunate for Millrock and its existing shareholders, who will be somewhat diluted. But on the other hand, it's a fantastic buying opportunity for those that can participate in the financing.
You know, you and I were speaking offline late last night, and you referenced some similarities to 2008 that you see now for Millrock Resources. For those that aren't aware of the historical reference that I'm making, what can you share with us?
Well, in 2008, Millrock had only been in existence for about 14 months when the bottom absolutely fell out of the markets. And Millrock's share price, which had been at the time around 30 cents, declined in those last few months of 2008 down to around 5 cents. And in fact, I think the very lowest trade was 3 Canadian cents. Fortunately, that was a very short-lived downturn, and Millrock made a number of successful moves just then in early 2009, and the company did quite well, made some discoveries, and the share price went all the way up to over 90 cents. In fact, I think the highest trade was $1.03. So there's some people that made some very good profits along the way in 2009 and 10 by being a Millrock shareholder. It's been 6 really long years. As you know, Maurice, it's been a very extended downturn. Millrock has scratched and clawed its way through, and in fact took advantage of the downturn in some ways by buying up properties at low cost, staking open ground that had become open in this downturn. But I think things are finally starting to turn, and I think that people buying Millrock shares at this very low price will be well rewarded in the coming couple of years.
You know, juxtapose the past to today. You know, what have we learned as a company? How have we grown? Talk to us about the project portfolio.
2009, Millrock was really a fledgling project generator. It was that downturn that helped define our company at the time. It was a matter of survival. Since that time, we've adopted that particular business model and followed it very, very rigorously. but we've grown, we've expanded. We know that the down times, the bad times, are actually good times for generators because they can build out their portfolio. So at this time, we've got 5 projects in Alaska. We've got shareholdings developed from our properties that we had bought in British Columbia a few years ago, and we have a great suite of gold and copper properties in northwestern Mexico in Sonora State. So we've definitely got a great portfolio of projects to take into a coming bull market.
We've referenced the financing. How about sharing the details with us?
Sure. Well, we'll be selling units, which are composed of 1 Millrock share and a warrant to buy a Millrock share in the future at a specified price. We're raising just $1 million Canadian in this financing. We want to try and limit the dilution at this low price. And fortunately, we've already closed the first tranche of that financing by closing out on 700,000 Canadian dollars. So there's a few $100,000 left to fill. We've already had expressions of interest, but Maurice, I know that you have followers that may be interested in participating in this financing, and if that's the case, they should make it known quickly, and we can mark them down as long as they are accredited investors.
And for our audience members, we do want to share that we will be participating in the financing as we believe in the value proposition, projects, and the Millrock team. Talk to us about the capital structure.
Right. Well, until this financing, Millrock had just 56 million shares outstanding. To raise $1 million here, we're going to have to add 10 million shares to that share count. So we'll be at around 66 million shares. Still not too bad. We don't like to incur this dilution, but as I mentioned, we really have no choice.
And how will Millrock use the capital from the financing?
Sure. We've had our eye on some projects that we haven't acted on yet. We'd like to add claims to some of our existing positions. We feel now is the right time. We think that the gold market is changing. We think there's going to be a lot more competition soon on gold projects, and so we'll be deploying some of this cash to bolster our portfolio, adding to current land positions, particularly in Alaska.
And speaking of that, here's a multi-layered question that I always ask you, sir. What is the next unanswered question for Millrock Resources? When can we expect an answer? And what determines success?
Sure. We did a lot of drilling in 2018, Maurice, and we had good partners that contributed funds. We had some exploration success, but not as much as one would have hoped for. And so it's a few months here of repositioning the company. We've got to get more partners to fund the work, but we've got great projects that I know can attract those partners. So the next step for Millrock is to get those partnerships formulated and get back to drilling, which I suspect will be by the summer. The drilling is the best way to make Millrock's share price go up. If we make a mineral deposit discovery, the shares will be worth a lot more. And I know one thing that you and I have talked about when we last met in person in New Orleans at a conference there is we're particularly excited about our West Pogo property in Alaska. It's a gold project. In fact, it's right beside and within sight of the Pogo gold mine, which is a great producer. And there's been a new discovery made by the mine. And it's actually, as it turns out, quite close to Millrock's claim boundary. And it this new deposit may just come right onto our claims. So we're excited to get up there in early 2019 and begin some exploration there.
Sir, we've covered the good. What keeps you up at night that we don't know about?
Well, money keeps me up at night right now, Maurice. It's been a trying time, and so difficult decisions have to be made when cash is in short supply. We've got a great team of people, and it's great to have that critical mass of geologic knowledge to continue to generate exploration projects that are attractive to major and junior companies alike. But in times of austerity, we have to we sometimes have to cut back our staff, and these are difficult things to do. And yes, that makes me lose some sleep.
Finally, what did I forget to ask?
Well, I always like to ask myself, what's the gold price going to do? Because it just seems to have so much bearing on the amount of capital that is available to junior explorers. I think that the breakout in gold may finally be upon us. Although, having said that, I've been thinking that for a couple of years now. So hopefully this time I'm right about it, and that a lot more exploration starts to happen, particularly on the junior side. Right now we're seeing that major mining companies have fairly robust budgets. They're shopping for projects, and we've got them. But in a hot gold market, one would see a lot more cash flowing in from junior companies, and a lot of great exploration and discoveries can be made that way.
Mr. Beischer, if investors want to get more information about Millrock Resources, please share the website address.
Sure. It's www.millrockresources.com. And Maurice, I think if any of your subscribers do wish to participate in the financing, it might be best if they contact you first, and then you could direct them to me.
And as a reminder, Millrock Resources trades on the TSXV symbol MRO and on the OTCQX symbol MLRKF. Millrock Resources is a sponsor of Proven and Probable, and we are proud shareholders for the virtues conveyed in today's message. Last but not least, please visit our website, provenandprobable.com, where we interview the most respected names in the natural resource space. You may reach us at contact@provenandprobable.com. Gregory Beischer of Millrock Resources, thank you for joining us today on Proven and Probable.
Thank you for joining us today on Proven and Probable. Remember to like and subscribe for more conversations with the most respected names in the natural resource space. Check out our website at www.provenandprobable.com. The information presented on Proven and Probable is provided for educational and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice, or any other advice. You should not make any financial, investment, or trading decision based on any of the information presented without first undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or competent financial advisor.